in order to actually be able to read the true intention of what is being written, we need to have the same intention.
Same intention.
Same intention, it means the same language, the same understanding, the same purpose. So we have different levels. In reading Torah, we have it's an orchard of that we walk through. We walk through. The beginning is realizing that what we read is concealed. It's a secret. It's secretive. We are not able to actually to decipher it. So we need the deciphering code. The deciphering code for our generation is the belief in studying and the study of Kabbalah. This is our deciphering code in order to move from secret, okay, to actually to evolve into needing, actually wanting, desiring, demanding connection, demanding the ability and the language to be able to actually have this engagement with the initial purpose or initial intention of that which wrote it. That now comes a belief that what we are reading is God's discourse, not less. Not less. So now it's a bit of awe. And then we understand that actually it's beckoning us. It's beckoning us to come closer. And this is another level. So it's a level of actually sensing, feeling that something is actually trying to lead the way, to lead us, to guide us, to be the guardian of our word. And then we get to actually what we call pshat, or our ability not to interfere and not to cover anymore the true meaning of the text. So this is when we go to the core of it. So it means that in each level we have a different screen, a different an evolving intention, which means evolving intention suggests that we have a bigger investment from the higher in our effort, a bigger, a deeper partnership. This is how we need to read Torah. It means the Torah was given to us from a place that it's called Nachliel. Yeah, Nachliel. Okay, it comes from a place that actually wished to give grace a place in us. And this is the gift of Torah, to allow grace to have a place in us, so it can land in us. So it's a living thing, Torah. Yeah, for each generation, for each life to go through revelation, living, breathing true life through that. This is why study is so important.
Okay, what's coming to mind is an example. I don't want to take a lot of time because I'm going to go off in a different direction, so feel free to stop me. But I'll take a classic example for me is just Pincus, who was a murderer, and who, if you look at the Torah literally, that he was justified and praised for his action.
He was a murderer or a knight?
Well, I see him as a murderer
Why?
because he murdered two people with the motivation that he thought he was saving Judaism.
No,
And
if you knew that if you are not going to actually kill those two people, you're going to kill actually thousands, and hundreds of thousands, people and the hope of humanity. Will you unite yourself as a knight, as a savior, or as a murderer?
Well, I guess it depends on your perspective.
Exactly.
But but that's at one level of interpretation. And if you go to another higher level of interpretation, which we're trying to do, there probably is another way to interpret it. And that's what I think you're getting at.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm trying to say that perspective is not gained uh, from from a deeper psychological understanding, or true perspective is attained by us through actually asking for a higher perception, which is not which which has in it the admission that our perception is not only limited, but it's corrupted. It's corrupting, I understand, it's corrupting our relationship with the purpose of creation. So before we admit to it, um, we actually are not able to read Torah. Yeah.
okay. But
We
so
can read
many of
it,
us
we can
do.
translate it, we can, we think that we understand Hebrew, we can read it. But if you listen to 99% of interpretation of the portion of the week, I can die 99% of the times, because it's nothing to do with the real meaning of it.
Yeah.
But there is a tradition, and it's so heavy, of linking it or trying to psychoanalysis it, but it's all an attempt to control it through our understanding of the will to receive to oneself. If you're not starting with a surrender, an admission that you don't understand a word, because you read it not only from the branch, lower than the branch, you don't reach even the branch, you cannot start to actually reform a true reading of Torah.
Yeah. So I see where we are is in one place, and when I go to Torah study group and nobody else is at this level, and they're they're not reading it right, and I don't want to separate myself from them.
Yeah. Don't, but just know well, because it's your friend, it's your environment, it's very similar to our sort of social connections. You don't have to hurt them. Don't hurt them. Don't tell them, well, what you're doing is nothing to do with it. Do it with them, but know in yourself what is actually happening.
Yeah.